All right. Hello, everyone, once again. Um, Here's another fan video for you. And this, I believe, is the Hampton Bay Southwind. Um, it's a really old fan. It's got a really tiny motor housing and a small motor. It says Hampton Bay on a big logo on the side of the switch housing here. So yeah, without further ado, let's turn on the light. I've got these candle or flame looking lights in here. These are the lights that my grandparents always used, so I use them because with diffusion clear light shades and the lights having their own diffusers kind of built in, it makes it look so much cooler. Camera doesn't do it justice, but they look really cool. These are little bulbs my grandparents always used. If you didn't hear me say it in the last video, um, these are the bulbs that my grandparents used for any fixture that had a clear light shade on it. But please do correct me if this is not a Hampton Bay Southwind. I mean, I'm just going off of what other people have told me. Otherwise, this would be called unknown. So at least I have some sort of reference to it, like Hampton Bay and possibly Southwind. I've seen a Southwind 2 at Home Depot earlier today because I went to Home Depot to get the stuff to put together the rigs that I have put up now. And there's a Southwind 2 and it looks nothing like this one. So that's what got me wondering if it's even a correct model name. Let me take a look at the camera again. Okay, you guys can see it pretty well without the lights on. I will turn them on again in the middle of everything, or in the middle of it spinning. So let's start off with low. This one accelerates a lot faster than the other one. This one's actually really close to my bed, so I might sleep with this one on high tonight. Especially since it's a smaller and faster fan. As always, I have all the fans off. Except for this one that I just turned on. Despite the other one, I can actually hear some motor noise coming from this one. It's very faint though. You'd have to have good ears to hear like the details of the humming. I can hear the revolution hum. It's definitely got that the hum kind of sounds like what a lot of old ceiling fans would sound like. Kind of like the one that was humming in the in my parents' room. The one with the tan or nicotine stained looking motor housing. I'm not sure if it really was nicotine stained. That's just what I was able to make of it. That one was missing a lot of its, or well, not missing, but it didn't have a lot of its original parts on it because I just decided to use parts from the other fan. Let's turn the light on. It's got a nice looking low on it. I would almost say that's a aesthetic low. Has about as good as a low speed as a Fastco Charleston would have, perhaps. Any Fastco fan in that matter, or like a Casablanca. The low speed's about like this. If not, maybe a tiny bit slower. If you guys don't remember from previous videos, I did replace the blade brackets on this one. The blades are original, but the blade brackets are not. But they are the same blade brackets, pretty much the same versions. They're just not the original ones that I found in the first condition of the fan. The light shades aren't original either. These light shades came off of a fan that used to be installed in my grandparents' old house on my dad's side. Grandparents' house 2, I believe. Their older house. The fan that quit working and I just never fixed it, pretty much. There's a tiny bit of bearing noise. It's making some weird noises. We'll see what noises it makes on high. Wow. It's almost whistling because of how fast it's moving. I'm sure this thing can pull some 52-inch blades as well. But it doesn't have the option for 52-inch blades. It only has the 42-inch bracket mounts. And I will do updraft on this one. Fortunately, the updraft works on this one. Unlike some other old fans that I showed, like the one in my parents' room, that one, the updraft just doesn't work on it. It just sits there and hums when you switch the switch. It's almost making a roaring noise. I gotta remember where the reverse switch is on this one. Yeah, most likely it's all the way on the other side. I haven't gotten a fan yet that has the reverse switch on top of the motor. I'm sure one of these days I'll eventually get one. Alright. Let's do low and reverse. I'm going to help it a little bit. Don't want to overwork the motor. Here we go. Works really well. I think this thing would look good without its light kit too. But I can't remember if it has a cap underneath there or not. So I don't know. It would have to have a cap like a Hunter original, because it's got those two screws. All right, let's go to medium. Not sure if you guys can hear that, but it is making a lot more bearing noise going this way. I might have to treat this one with a little bit of WD-40 and stuff. Those bearings sound like they have debris in them. I'm unsure of how much this fan was used before I originally got it in my collection. So I have no clue how long the bearings have been abused. But it is making quite a bit of noise. Definitely moving some air on updraft as well. You guys will get to hear the, oh yeah, it is wobbling a little bit more. You guys will get to hear the bearing noise whenever I give you a motor sound when it starts up. But I'm going to do spin down before all that. You guys might even be able to hear it making this noise now. get ready for that spin down. I'll keep the lights on because whenever I hit this switch over here to power it back up for startup, I could show you guys the blades will be able to be easily seen when it starts up. You guys can see it wobbling on camera there. Okay, I'd say that's about full speed. Off. And the fans on this rig do have individual switches. I would like to keep it that way, individual switches. Each arch is going to have its own power unit. So I'm going to have a strip mounted just above this one, a strip mounted on the fan behind us, and then a strip mounted over here where there's another arch. This over here is going to be just strictly motor testing, or if I have it, I can put a 30-inch fan up there, since that side's somewhat close to a wall. But I started with 2 mounting boxes for now. I will get one more to fix up this other arch over here. And I'll need 2 more clamps. Alright, it has come to a complete stop. Let's turn it on. Here comes the startup. I think this thing just needs to be used more because it's been sitting unused for so long after I took it out of my parents' room. Because this was in my parents' room, I think a couple fans back. I have it on my YouTube channel. Posted a video about it when it was in there. It had different shades on it then. So, yeah. I don't know if I powered it on in my electronic teardown videos. Speaking of which, I do need to do some more electronic teardowns now that I have more fans in my collection. So this would be the place to do electronic teardowns. Is, well, actually, this other arch over here, there's another one over here, the arch. This other one over here would be the one to do the electronic teardowns, because that's just for hanging fan motors or running really, really small fans, like 30 inches and under. Alright, let's do spin down. Oh wait, I've already done spin down. Oops. Sorry guys, I'm tired. I almost gave y'all a second spin down. I'll save you the boredom. Well, let's do the startup noise. Let's slow it down. All right, let's do a startup. There's the startup. Oops. Second time I've done that. Wow. Alright, well. There we go. And I'll give you the wind test. Here we go. I've got you guys hovering underneath about the part where it's got the most wind. Show you guys what the bulbs look like. That's what the light bulbs look like right there. Alright. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.